in harmony. Everybody doing their thing, staying in tune. So like I want to talk about, since I'm actually wearing the colors of green and red, I wanted to talk about Bloodstone and how it's a beneficial crystal to work with because it deals with the root and the heart chakra, and also it features like a little bit of quartz crystal a lot of the time, and it very much deals so with manifestation, protection of the heart chakra, being able to align and flow through that heart frequency, as well as still be grounded and stable enough to pull in those things which you want to create in your life. You know what I mean? And it's a very, very interesting story behind the crystal. You know how it's said that it's the red represents the blood of Christ and the green represents the earth, yada yada. And in a way, it's kind of like a similar crystal to moss agate, because moss agate has that greenish, like that dark, deep, not necessarily the color of this fairway color. It's more so like the dark green, and obviously like the white, which is like a type of, damn, I forgot the element that's in it. Anyway, sometimes the bloodstone features a little bit of quartz crystal, so it's also programmable and also going to be able to you're going to be able to amplify your vibe and basically speak things into existence, because everything is alive, everything has a soul, everything has an inner essence. So when you're talking to like yourself, when you're talking to your crystals, or even if you're not talking, you have a certain feeling in your auric field, you have a certain feeling around you, that energy is going to be amplified and expressed outward, as well as that you're going to be able to attract similar energies and also other energies that complement or even an obstacle, to see if you really are that energy, if you're really that way. You know what I mean? So with this crystal here, it's very beneficial for being in tune with yourself, and also promoting your inner power, your personal power, being the true authentic you, and basically just, it's like a healer's stone. It's a very powerful one to heal yourself first and foremost, but also be able to heal other people as well, other beings. And you're gonna be, in my experience, you're gonna be able to pick up on the vibrations a lot easier and a lot quicker. This kind of depends to a certain extent about your zodiac mixture. If you are a water sign, you're gonna be naturally able to pick up on vibrations a little bit more, but it doesn't exclude any other sign. You could be fire, earth, air, you could still pick up on these vibrations. You know what I mean? But certain elemental mixtures are a little bit stronger at picking these things up. You know what I mean? So when you are using Bloodstone, just know that this is going to amplify that even more, but it's also going to promote personal power and protection. So you're going to be able to heal yourself and others, but you're not going to have to worry about like too much attachment to something. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, at least in my experience. But yeah, it very much deals with those energies there, as well as something else I wanted to bring up. Like I said, this is just like a real quick video. I don't even have the crystal sitting right here with me. I just put it down and then I started this, so maybe I didn't think everything through, but shit, that's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Damn, as you can see, I ain't got much to say. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, definitely work with some bloodstone. And there's nothing like, even though there's like that story behind it, there's nothing religious about it. There's a very thin line between religion and like spirituality, right? And when people ask me this, like, are you religious? No, I'm not religious. I don't follow any religion, but I study, like, I definitely look into certain things that religion speaks about. But the important thing is to not get lost in illusion, because all illusion is written by somebody that wants you to see it from only their perspective. You know what I mean? So don't get lost in that illusion. There's a very, very thin line between religion and spiritual essence. So make sure that you have that, your inner spiritual connection first and foremost. Yes, it's a very beneficial thing to take different perspectives and different ideas from multiple sources. That way you can see the broad picture and connect the dots. But don't get lost in any one thing. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the certain words or little attachments. If you truly know, what it is, and you truly feel the truth of the situation, then there's nothing needed to be said or added. You You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But yeah, I'm spiritual. I don't follow any religion. I don't mess with any religion. You know, if you're religious, that's fine, but don't be trying to promote that shit to me because, you know, we cool. We can both, vibe on the same level. We can talk about these things. But when you try to push some shit, man, sometimes you're gonna run into somebody that's gonna have to break you down a little bit and check you because watch that religious shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, the flow in spirit is the most important thing. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing to see that these energies are growing. People are realizing this now. They're not getting lost in any book or any certain idea that somebody pushes or preaches. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's important to teach. It's important to preach certain things. But if you preach and you want somebody to see only from your way and only follow you, then what are you truly saying? Huh? But yeah, that's all I got to say. That was kind of a long tangent, but since it did touch on that subject of the story of all that stuff and yada yada, I just had to speak on it real quick. But let me add a couple more things to Bloodstone. Let me get my piece. Hold up real quick. We're back at it. So this is Bloodstone here. I don't know if you can see in this bracelet. So it can vary from almost all green with a little bit of red to almost all red with a little bit of green to this piece here, which is damn, you can't even see shit on this camera. To like a nice mix of green, red. This one's actually really cool because it almost looks like an eye, but this camera ain't shit and the lighting ain't shit, so you can't see shit. Don't worry about the curse. It's just a little thing to put some emphasis. Any kids watching, hey, clean up your language a little bit. You good? See, and actually you can see it right there. That's like the little bit of the quartz variation in it. I think it's, yeah. You can kind of see. It's hard to tell, but this camera, but yeah, it's got the quartz variation. And like I said, for whatever reason, like this combination, Bloodstone with this combination here of Dragon's Blood Jasper, as well as Moss Agate, have been like a really strong crystal collabo that I've just been calling lately. I guess because Dragon's Blood Jasper kind of deals with an Aquarius energy, as his sun is in Aquarius, and we have this new moon in Aquarius, but it also deals with like the teachings of Capricorn, so it's kind of like a cusp element. So like these crystals are very much so. Your Bloodstone is not really like an Aquarius or Capricorn crystal; it's more so like an Aries. But Dragon's Blood Jasper, which is this one right here in this bracelet, as well as Moss Agate, is one for Capricorn and Aquarius, as they deal with kind of grounding energies, deal with practical, making sense of thing energies, dealing with logical energies. The left side of the brain. As you got to keep both energies in tune, but that's just where it stems from. You know what I mean? But just I've been catching vibes, and just been really pushed towards these crystals are a very beneficial crystal collabo to work with, as well as just how they complement each other within energies. Like I spoke a little bit about Bloodstone, but Dragon's Blood Jasper deals with the same way, except for it deals with a little bit more of like fierceness, or I don't know if that's the right word. Fierceness, kind of like a dragon's energy, kind of like a almost angry, but not angry energy, more like a passion energy, because passion is just anger that has an outlet, anger that has a purpose, has a drive, has something that you're flowing towards along your path. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So with Dragon's Blood Jasper, it deals with the throat chakra, because there's complements of blue, which you can't see shit in this camera. It has blue, has a little bit of like quartz, has like a little bit of quartz or other elements in it, similar to quartz. I don't remember the exact name. My bad. I don't mean to slaughter the information. I don't want to go too much into it like that, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But it also deals with a little bit complements of red and green. It's mostly green, but it does feature a lot of blue and red. So as you can see, it deals with the throat, the heart, and the root. So it's stimulating these areas, and as these and very much so like moshighni. Moshighni deals with the heart, uh, as well as grounding, dealing with some of the root and lower chakra type energies, lower orbs. So basically, it's being able to flow in your spiritual truth, as well as be grounded enough to have that foundation, have that stable, emotional setting, I guess you could say, as well as be able to speak uh, your personal truth, whether that's in the form of creating something or even like setting clear boundaries. Like these are also very beneficial crystals for setting clear boundaries, and it's not like something that's going to come across as angry or like too strong. It's going to be like the perfect amount, if that makes sense. But it's a little bit, it's in a little bit of a different way than you would usually think about certain crystals, as far as like black crystals, or like crystals like black tourmaline, obsidian. Those ones are very powerful for grounding. I mean, grounding and boundaries. But these ones more so are like those boundaries, but it's like still open. It's a little bit more open boundaries, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to put into words. Like I said, I'm just kind of free flowing with it. I haven't read at all lately, so I don't know if this is in any book or not. It's just something I was catching the vibe with, and yeah, maybe I should. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more in depth research on this, but for now, that's really all I got to say. So yeah, I mean, dealing with these new moon energies coming up, definitely deal with those. Definitely work with them if it resonates with you. I'm actually gonna get into my new moon video just to just make it real quick. I'm not gonna go into too much. I got things going on, but yeah, that's all I got to say. Peace and harmony. Hope everybody doing their thing, staying in tune, living and loving life from that high heart frequency.